Everywhere in our current apartment is really echoey to film this video, so I thought I would come out here and talk to you guys a little bit about what is happening in La Paz. A lot of you have been asking what the protocols are, and so yeah, I thought I would just share with you our experiences here, what I've seen in the last 3 or 4 days since we got here, and what you can expect if you come in the next probably month or maybe even 2. It seems like this is definitely the way forward here in La Paz, at least according to what some of the locals have been saying. So the first thing to note is that wearing a mask in public is pretty much the law now. I'll link below to a few articles in English that I read prior to coming to La Paz. But since they moved back into orange from the yellow that they were in before, the state has been taking it really, really seriously. So even along the Malecon, when you walk down in the big sidewalk along the boardwalk of the beach, that's the word, you'll see signs everywhere that say it's obligatory to wear masks, and everyone is following the rules because they are also being enforced. I have seen lots of police around, there are National Guard around, everyone is wearing a mask. Even if people are exercising, running along the Malecon, they are wearing a mask. Very few people, I would say 95% of people that we've seen everywhere, whether it's along the Malecon, whether it's walking through the city itself, everyone is wearing a mask. The next thing to note is just sort of the things that are going on in restaurants and bars and stuff. Everywhere seems to be open. At least all the restaurants and bars that we've seen have been open, but there are definitely way fewer tables. There are even signs in some of the restaurants we've been in that say, please don't linger. We have 50% capacity here. We've removed so many tables, and now obviously we still want to service people as many as we can. So yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen a sign like that in Mexico. This is probably the strictest situation I've seen since maybe Chihuahua, and it's not that things are closed. Everything seems to be open. Alcohol is being sold. The beaches are open except for the main beach in the town. Actually, that's been totally closed off. You can't go to the beach that's along the Malecon, but every other beach is open. They all have a capacity limit. From what I've been told, Playa Balandra has only 200 people allowed on the beach, but even when we went to the beach up the road the other day, they were counting, tallying people in and out. So we were nowhere near being close to 200 people there, but I assume also they will stop people coming in when it gets too full. There are gates everywhere along the Malecon because according to a police officer that we spoke to the other day, on Thursday nights, Friday nights, Saturday nights, and Sunday nights, the Malecon is closed. It started around 6 p.m. It might be just around dark, but that is when the police were walking up and down the Malecon when we were there on Friday night, telling people that you couldn't sit there, to move along and cross the road. I noticed in one of the expat groups here in La Paz that people are confused about this rule that you can't walk on the Malecon, which is a very wide, large area, but you can cross the road to where all the restaurants and bars are, where there are people sitting and eating, and you can walk along that. When you go into restaurants, they are wiping down the table before you sit down. I've even seen restaurants wiping chairs down. You have to wear your mask when you come in, and of course, if you get up to go to the bathroom or anything, they ask that people wear masks then too. Something that I've noticed here that I haven't seen pretty much anywhere else in Mexico in the last couple of months is that they seem pretty serious about having separate entrances and exits, and not just for markets or not just at restaurants and stuff, but pretty much everywhere we've been, even stores. So it must be a regulation from the government, but you have to have a completely separate entrance, and this is where people are taking your temperature, giving you hand sanitizer, and those mats are on the floor for you to step on to sanitize your shoes. And then again, you exit out of a different way so that you're not blocking the way for people who are coming in, who haven't sanitized, whose temperatures haven't been checked. And it's definitely being enforced in restaurants, but I've also seen it, like I said, in stores, in bars, Oxxos, everywhere we've been. That has been the sort of norm. Besides the outdoor places being open, I haven't seen any tour companies open. We walked along the Malecon pretty much every day. We rode bikes and stuff, and I still haven't seen any of the tour companies open. I've also read that most of the places that rent rent bikes or any sort of thing, stand-up paddle boards, kayaks and stuff, unless you're getting them at the beach once you get there. Along the Malecon and inside the city center, pretty much no one is renting that sort of stuff because it's being used by too many people, and I think that they can't guarantee it's being sanitized to a high standard, I guess, so they're just not open. However, it is pretty quiet. If you saw my other video, which I'll link here, we went to the beach on a Sunday midday and it was dead. It's not exactly beach season. This is not when you want to come and lay at the beach and get a tan and swim in the sea. It's not super hot, but it's weird to see. I don't really know what it's like here. Usually in January, the only time we've been here before has been in April, like just after Semana Santa, which of course is a crazy busy time. So that's my only other reference point, but it's definitely quiet, and we're trying to support restaurants where we can. Everything is outdoor seating, everybody has outdoor dining, and it's felt very safe. The precautions feel like they're doing as much as they can. I think that they're doing more than I've seen anywhere else in Mexico, to be completely honest with you. So I feel good about exploring and keeping our distance, because there's so few people here. Even when you're walking on the Malecon during the day or riding bikes and stuff, it's very easy to keep a safe distance from people. So that's worth noting as well. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, I will link below to any articles that I found more recently as well about what's happening here in La Paz. And of course, I will keep you updated about what everything else looks like too as we head west to Todos Santos and around the peninsula in general, so that you guys can be up to date. If you aren't already part of my email list, I link below in the description box to join the email list. I send an email out every 2 weeks or so with information about what's happening in Mexico, not just where I am, but I also link to articles that I've read about other states in Mexico, other cities, and friends who are living in those parts, sharing what it looks like there. So be sure to follow along there, and of course subscribe to this channel where you will get more regular updates. I'm trying to keep up with 3 videos a week this January, and I hope that I can keep things up to date rather than falling so far behind like I did last year, bringing you videos 2 or 3 months after they were filmed. So yeah, we are up to date. We are sharing as often as possible. So if you have any questions or any specific videos that you want to see of the peninsula and what we get up to around this area, let me know in the comments below and I'll be sure to add it to the list. Thank you as always for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye.